Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about the lazy CGI. I mean the bare necessities, the animated original. Forget Jon Favreau's live action movie. Hello, J Star Wars 360 here, and there's a live action Jungle Book coming out, and I figured I'd do my thoughts going into it. And I want to apologize, this isn't going to be like the most thought out or well constructed one, just because I'm busy with schoolwork and I haven't had time to do an outline. But I still wanted to talk about it, so here goes. So, first, real quick, just my thoughts on the original Jungle Book. It was my childhood. I watched that movie over and over again, and I rewatched it recently, and it still holds up. Still love Bare Necessities. Still love Want to Be Like You. Trust in Me. Those three songs I just love. And, I love the characters, particularly Baloo and Bagheera and their relationship. The animation is gorgeous. The soundtrack is gorgeous. Just all around a film that I find very little fault in. Or that just could be nostalgia, could be me not reading the book. But, man, sorry, I have like this huge itch on my nose and it's like really distracting. There you go. Sorry about that. Anyway, so, okay, I need a tissue. This is so unprofessional of me right now. Okay, now I'm good. So, I'm not the hugest fan of the new Jungle Book movie. For a couple reasons. Let's start with one. The CGI. Now, there's no denying that the effects right now are gorgeous. They look like Avatar. It captures the look and feel of the jungle very nicely. And in fact, I'm really impressed with it. But the problem is, it's all CGI, and, literally, this was just them filming in front of a green screen. Like, you can't go out into an actual jungle and film some of this stuff. Like, again, I'm always the advocate of you shouldn't overdo it with the CGI, and this film really overdoes it. It's to a point where I'm like, if you're just going to make everything but Mowgli CGI, why don't you just do an animated film, which I'd be down for a computer animated Jungle Book. I mean, this technology looks great. But again, it just looks... It's very uncanny what they're doing. And honestly, I think the animation's not going to hold. Like, it looks good now, but in like 10, 20 years, are these effects still going to look good? Or are we going to look back at and be like, yeah, these are so dated? Because, like, the Jungle Book came out about 50 years ago, and the effects still hold up really. The animation still looks really good. I was blown away by the layout work when I was rewatching and the character movements. So I wonder, like, is the new one going to hold up? I doubt it. Another thing that worries me is the celebrity voices. I feel like not all of them are bad. Some work. Like, Bill Murray as Baloo works. He has that very laid-back voice that Baloo has. But then there are some I'm just like, why is this person voicing him? And specifically, I'm talking about Scarlett Johansson as Kaa. I feel like that's just going to be really distracting. Like, when I saw the first trailer, the whole time I was just trying to place that voice. I'm like, okay, I know I recognize that voice. I just can't pin it. And the whole time I wasn't watching the trailer, I was just thinking, where do I know that voice? And... what else? And the sad part is this is Jon Favreau. And Jon Favreau is a good director. It's very clear. He at least seems passionate about it in the interviews. And, I mean, great for him, but I don't think... Again, I know this film is getting good reviews, but considering how Cinderella got good reviews, I don't think I'm going to be too into it. It's just not my thing. And also, the lack of songs kind of bothers me, just for the simple fact that these movies tend to feel empty without him. They're making it more epic and actiony, which The Jungle Book was never, unless the original story was. And the fact that they're greenlighting a sequel, which, I mean, all that means is it went over well with test audiences critically and financially, which, okay, that makes sense. But also, I think they're just doing it to crush Andy Serkis' Jungle Book, which I'm curious to see because it's something we haven't seen before, and so will I go see it? I will see it eventually. I was considering seeing it in theaters, even though I'm not a fan of it, but because they have been emphasizing the 3D, which is another thing. I mean, the overemphasis on 3D, but yeah, and I feel like that's the way to watch it is in 3D. And if I don't see it on the big screen, it's not going to be as enjoyable. But at the same time, I am busy with stuff here, and I don't have the time to go out and see it. And the second thing is, along with time, I just want to enjoy what school. So, I will see it eventually, just not right away. And money, it's going to have no problem. It's The Jungle Book. It's Disney. It's April. There aren't that many family films out right now, and yeah, I think it's going to be #1 at the box office. It's going to do really well. And then Disney's going to announce the release dates of, at least 2 of their announced projects, like Dumbo or whatever, and then they're going to greenlight, 5 or 6 more live-action Disney movies. And that's all I have to say. So, are you looking forward to The Jungle Book? Comment below and let me know. And as always, dislike, subscribe. And this is JStars60. Until next time, trust in me. Seriously, why didn't they get Jim Cummings to play Kaa? He would have been perfect. Until next time, see you later.